Hey, what's up, guys? Got a new knife video for you today. Let's do some updates on some things. There's some mods I did. I'm not sure how I did it. I think I did a post on this. I don't remember. So this was a Kubi that I had purchased specifically for me carrying, because I used to carry the Zoo Blade Works all the time. I just wanted another one for a different situation. So this has actually replaced it, and it's made, I forgot what steel it was, but it's a pretty good rust resistant steel. However, in this environment that I'm in, I sweat a lot, so it took a little bit of time, but eventually it just started to rust. So what you see here, this orange handle, is actually plastic dip. I don't know how old you guys are, but I remember back in the days, I used to plastic dip my rims, parts of my car. I know some people actually do the whole car. It's actually kind of cool. I guess Acid watched this, and which I didn't plan to, but I was trying to remove the rust, and which it did, but unfortunately it did change the finish. Like a light acid watch. I don't really like the acid watch, but this isn't too bad. Another thing I did was this Curtis F3. I have actually removed the anno, which I think looks super gorgeous. By the way, I'm actually in my office right now with the new camera and the new lighting. It's not fully set up, so hopefully this looks okay. But this is the F3 that has changed. I left the gold pivot. So I had recently picked up this 710. I shouldn't say picked up. This was actually a gift to me, so I didn't technically break my rules. So there was no new money put into this hobby, quote unquote. This was a gift to me, and I really like it a lot, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Another pickup I had, which is actually a trade, which is this Balisong, which is Fellowship Blades. This is the Empress. They have, I believe there's a few different models, but the more expensive ones were the Empress, the Empusa, and the Medusa. As explained to me, the Empusa is actually an Empress blade, which is the kukri, and on the Medusa handle. So the Empress has its own blade, has its own handle. The Medusa has its own blade, has its own handle. I'm not a Balisong dude, and when I saw this, you know, like Satu Dave, shout out to you, brother. He was like, "Oh, that's exactly your color." Yeah, the bright blue fade to green. I really like it, and I really like this blade. This blade as well. Take a close look at that. It's a S35VN. It's a limited production. I guess you can say it's a custom. It's a kukri, which I've always liked kukris. I never really bought them for fixed blades. I have one kukri that's a fixed blade, and the reason why I didn't is because fixed blade kukris are kind of pain in the butt to sharpen, but a small kukri like this is no big deal. Am I gonna flip this like those people that flip their knives? No. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a second as well. Another update. So let me just put this here for a second. So I will be kind of busy for the next few weeks or so. Actually, the next couple months. I would say like another 2-3 months. I'm gonna be super busy. So I made a post on Instagram saying that any trades had to be done by a certain date, any buy or sell has to be done a certain day. So by the time you guys watch this, it's probably over. So unfortunately, I'm gonna be super busy. So anyways, all right, let's get to it. Let's do some size comparison with the 710. The 710 is a 4-inch blade, 5-inch handle, 9-inch overall. Let's compare it to the yin and yang right here. This is the Benchmade Proxy. This is about the same. I think the 710 is a hair longer compared to the F3, Curtis F3 right here. The 710 is just slightly longer. Compare that to the Skirmish. Skirmish is definitely bigger, not by much, but it's bigger. So the 710 is not a small knife, guys. It's actually compared to the new Fellowship Blades Empress. So the Fellowship Blades Empress is a big knife, right? Let's compare that quickly to the Skirmish. It's bigger than the Skirmish, if you guys can see that. And let's just put the ZT-0308, which is considered, it's kind of a big knife, right next to it. All right, let's get down to this. Let's really talk about the 710 first, because I did get it first. Like I said, I got it as a gift, which, again, thank you, sir. I appreciate it, brother. I really wanted this model because as soon as I saw it in January, I was like, wow, this is really cool. That being said, there are some things I like and dislike. You guys know I'm a Benchmade fan, but I'm not a Benchmade fanboy. There are definitely things that Benchmade does that piss me off, and it's not really the pricing for me, because I know a lot of people bitch about the pricing. For me, it's kind of more like the tactical portion of it. So as you guys know, I do not like coated blades. So this has a FDE PVD finish, which it has some accents as well. That accent right there, and the pocket clip, the back spacers and the pocket clip. So what I don't like is that. That being said, at first when I saw it, I thought it was rose gold, which I actually don't mind rose gold or the blue PVD. I think they're the prettiest ones. I know ProTech does the blue one, and a few other makers do the rose gold one. That being said, the reason why I didn't pick it up myself is because of that. That being said, it's a gift, and it's from a friend, a brother that I know. Obviously, it's not an internet buddy, so I really, really appreciate it, and I love it, and it would never go anywhere. So the action, I would say these are the new springs, right? If I know it's not a real detent, but if you were to say it's a quote unquote detent, it's actually lighter than my bailout. So this would be considered a light detent, and my bailout could actually be considered a strong detent. So the bailout, it flies out really hard. It's not saying this is sloppy by any means. It's just that I noticed that it's not snappy as the bailout. That being said, this is very smooth. Yeah, so I do like how they changed the axis lock. It's like you guys can see here. It's on an angle instead. I really like this knife. I am probably going to eventually bead blast it, or glass blast it, actually. Yeah, so I like it a lot. I think, so let's talk a little bit about the pricing portion, which kind of annoys a lot of people. It's $405 street. My buddy told me he didn't pay that much, and he bought it brand new, so I don't know. You're going to have to do your own research. I would say this. A lot of people were complaining about the Microtech Amphibian, which I think is a cool model, but I don't like Microtech. I just don't like the owner, right? I don't like him personally. I think he's a weirdo. I think he's kind of a creep, and I think it's a little weird how people don't like Greg, but then think Tony's cool. It is what it is, because I think Greg's kind of funny. I'd buy Greg knives any day over Morpheums. Anyway, so done ranting. My whole thing with that is that I do like the 710 better than Amphibian. I never handled the Amphibian, I'll tell you that, but by the looks of it, I definitely prefer this 710 over the Amphibian. The Amphibian's a cool model. There's something funky going on at Microtech. I don't want to put any rumors out there, but have you guys noticed something strange? As soon as they started collabing with Chinese makers, their stuff isn't going up like everybody else, right? Kind of weird. Like, I'm not saying they're making their stuff in China or anything, but it's like they have a way to keep this stuff lower. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, it's their stuff actually hasn't been going up, but their shit was overpriced anyways for quite some time. Like the Combat Trudon's like $500, which is crazy. But yeah, so I guess that's what kind of annoyed people, is really the fact that like it's cheaper, it's more expensive than Amphibian, which I don't know. I guess it's up to you if you like the Amphibian and you like the ram lock over the axis lock. I don't know, man, guys. Like the ram lock is really a copy of the axis lock, so it's up to you guys. I thought about picking up the Amphibian, but then again, like I said, I don't like that Morpheon dude, so that's all I had really to say with the 710. Actually, there's something else I want to say is I've seen other reviews talk about how they don't like the steel liners. I like it. It gives it weight, makes it heavy, premium feeling, actually. So that's just my opinion. I like it a lot. So now let's talk a little bit about this Fellowship Blades Empress. Again, I got it on the trade plus cash. So yes, I did break my rule by just a tad bit, right? It's not a lot of cash, but I couldn't. Yeah, so this is my first Balisong. and probably my last because I'm scared of the fucking knife. So about it, when I first got it, I unboxed it, and I was actually kind of, like I said, scared of it. So I didn't know this, but a lot of Balisongs have a little bit opening. Yeah, Balisong is kind of weird. So it's a little bit of a sharpened edge poking out. You can't really carry it that way. You have to carry it this way. But then again, it's just kind of scary, man. I didn't cut myself yet with it, but I have gears, basically. There's no pocket clip. There's no latch. Some people, I guess, I asked about that. They said a lot of the people that like to buy the more expensive Balisongs, they don't really like the latch. They don't like the pocket clip, so they're flippers. But I'm gonna probably use this as a show knife, box opener. I don't know, letter opener. It's cool. It's definitely something to have in my collection. I don't know how long, maybe forever. I don't know. It's just, I like the colors. I like the blade shape. I like everything about it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, guys. These are two most recent acquisition. Like I said, I'm going to be super busy in the next few months. You're probably not going to hear from me for quite some time. I know there's not a lot of people you guys watch this anyway, so I just figured I'd let somebody know who maybe if it's just one person, if you haven't heard from me a while. I'm just really super busy, and I might still do that 2024 collection video, but it probably won't happen until maybe December, if I even do it. So anyways, I wish you guys the best, and until next time we talk. All right, take care.